it's me, Wilma Fingerdoo, your suet puddin' with another drag queen approved video. And this week, we're gonna find out if I approve of the new Blend Bunny Robert Welsh collab. I just got this. Now, I'm not only gonna be talking about this palette, but I'm also gonna be talking about the last two, well, the full last three palettes that Blend Bunny has collabed with. Danny Darkowitz's Little Miss She Never Misses and Ellis Atlantis's collab. I don't remember Blend Bunny releasing things this much, like so close together before. I mean, they have had multiple releases in a year, but this one, these last three were kind of like, oh, and they got a little, there were some reviews. It's like, well, if you have this one, do you need that one? Is the Ellis Atlantis palette too much, not enough? Do you need either of the Danny Darkowitz or the Robert Welsh palettes if you already have the Ellis Atlantis? Well, I'm going to compare all three, but I'm definitely talking about Divination by Blend Bunny and Robert Welsh. First of all, I wasn't going to buy another Blend Bunny palette. I wasn't. I didn't need it. I got enough. I don't need any palettes, quite frankly. I'm good. But when I heard, I didn't even know that this was in the works. And then when I heard it was, I was like, wow, that's worth buying. Sight unseen, that was my opinion. And then I saw the story. I love this story. It's very dark. It's very, it's almost a neutral. I think that the colors, like the intensity of the colors gives them almost a neutral tone as a family. I know under my lights, it looks a little washed out. I also love that there are 3 rows of mattes in the middle, and then the outside columns are the shimmers and the shiny ones, but still in that Blend Bunny format of family of tones. So this will be my first time using it, but I have to say this covers a lot of ground for me with palettes that I already have. Like, and I don't mean that it's crossing over, but the things I love about some of the palettes I have are very much in here. First of all, there's not a lot of browns, although there are some neutrals. This brown row here is very warm. This could be almost used for bronzing and contouring. Up here, these are definitely some eyebrow colors for me. I like to do an eyebrow color close to, you know, the wig colors that I have. And so I love that it's not brown heavy. A lot of palettes, there's just too many browns, and that's the deal breaker for me. I don't like if 50% of the palette right out of the gate is something I'm not going to use. So this is, I'd say 90% of this is usable for me. So I'm going to start with a, this is a P. Louise brush. It's a short, fluffy blender. I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to take Affirmation, I think. We'll start with this purpley color. We'll start with that. Now, I've already primed my eyes with the P. Louise primer that I use, the Rumors Zero. My eyebrows are also a P. Louise palette. I got sent this. David Burkett sent me the P. Louise collection that was pizza themed. I hate odd shaped palettes. I hate food themed things. Just bothers me. But I love this palette. I've been using this exclusively this year for my eyebrows, and I'm panning it like there's nobody's business. But this has been a great thing to use. So let's just start with this Affirmation. I love Blend Bunny as a company because I've always, all their palettes are great. Do I need all their palettes? No, but I've been finding I've really been enjoying their formulation and how good everything goes together, enough so that I actually, when I hear they have a new release or something, it actually interests me. The minute I heard it was happening, if there had been people next to me, I would have pushed them down by their face. And then I set my alarm. I normally don't set my alarms for releases, but I knew that this palette would be a quick sell, especially for me because I'm in Canada and I like to get as many products as I can through I Feel Beautiful Canada, which is a distribution company. They sell a lot of Ensley Rain. They have Glaminatrix from Australia, Blend Bunny. Did I say Glamlight? They have a lot of companies that they carry. And in Canada, our duty and import taxes, they don't make sense. It feels like whoever's on the desk that day, if they have a car payment, then that's what you're paying for duty. I don't know. There's no consistency. It's never the same. I can't gauge it. I've had some packages, like I just got a package, I just got a package from Denise Journeau, my wig designer from Denmark. The last time she sent me a package, I had to pay duty on it. This time, I didn't. So I don't get it. It's confusing. It's just very frustrating. It's very expensive. Plus the rate of exchange. Canadian money never really does very well. So we're all right in Canada, but the minute we try and bring anything in, it can double it again. So, you know, a 50-pound palette from England can cost $100 Canadian, plus shipping, which can be another $20, $30, plus import taxes, which can sometimes be up to $100. It's ridiculous. So God bless, I feel beautiful. I'm dipping into a B-ball, 8-ball. B-ball. Robert Welsh, yeah, he says B-ball all the time. These colors, I have to say, I'm very surprised at how intense that purple is. I don't know if you can see it on here because it's washing out, but for a very, very light, like pastel color, I'm really impressed with how that went in. Yeah, these are blending really nicely. One of the things I like about Blend Bunny is you can build up colors. So even though some things, they go on at first kind of light, you can build them up. They blend really easily, which is why they're called Blend Bunny, and not sit there and not Blend Bunny. I'm just patting this on. I don't even know what this is. This is a wide pencil or short fluffer. You heard me. But I do, I like to pat on the colors, especially when they're pigments. If they're pigments, it's easier to pat them on and then go in after with a blending brush. But this way, it kind of gives me that control. So now I'm just taking a huge fluffy brush, it's huge. I'm just going to go right along the edge of that purple into the mauve. Just blend it out. Draw it out here. I'm going to dip the fluffy brush now back into affirmation, just to blend this out just a bit more here. So now I'm going to take a little pencil brush. This is from It's Belle Cosmetics. They just closed. This is their E3 pencil brush. It's fantastic. And I'm going to go into Horoscope, which is this deep, deep teal color. I've used Affirmation 8-ball. Now I'm just going into here. And I'm going to build up my crease. You heard me. Going back to that short, fluffy, or wide pencil. I don't know what it is. I'm going back into 8-ball, and I'm just running this along where the teal is, just to blend it out. And then the fluffy brush and affirmation, and we'll just blend this all out. So now I'm going to take this small E1 pencil brush from It's Belle, and I'm going into the black, which is MEG, and I'm just going to do the outer corner of my crease with this, just to bring the drama, mama. I have to say, I'm always wary of collabs, especially with non-makeup artists, like actual professional makeup artists. There are a lot of people that are good with makeup on the internet, and a lot of them should have palettes out and collab with great companies, but that doesn't mean they all should. You know what I mean? And every once in a while there's a collab. Like, there's a couple of people out there. There's one annoying person she has the worst accent in the world, bless her. And I normally don't hate a Boston accent, but she seems to murder it. And I don't want to say her name out loud, but she just did a collab. She just did a promotion of Glamlight's Ghostface Returns, and to me, it just cheapened the product that she was pitching it. I got a palette from P. Louise that she had collabed with. Nothing wrong with it, but it's not I would much rather get a palette from somebody like Robert, who is an actual makeup artist, professional makeup artist who knows what he's talking about and can put a good color story together that works for makeup application and knows, about tones and undertones and things like that. But some of these influencers just wear makeup. They're good at putting on the makeup they put on. Doesn't make them an artist. You know what I mean? And, maybe they do a lot of, use a lot of makeup products and are used to good, bad, and ugly formulations and maybe have a good opinion on them. But a lot of these creators, I don't trust them because they seem to think everything's great. Anytime somebody hands them a product and a check, they love it. And so that's why I'm not always a big fan of just influencer collabs. I'm just going to do the brow bone with a little elf camo white. I don't think you can get this anymore. How dare they? I hate it when companies have a great product and then they stop making it. But then I wonder, why did they stop making it? Is it poison? Should I stop using it? I don't know. Anyway. So now, while that's still a little tacky, well, it's actually not. That camo concealer dries pretty quickly. I'm going to take a 223 P. Louise angled brush, and I'm going into Crystal, which is the silvery shimmer. It's very flaky formula, which I like because it just means that it'll flatten down if you and become more shiny. Some shiny formulas I don't like how they go. Oh yeah, this is good. I don't know how this is showing up on camera, but it's working for me. There. I don't know if you can see a difference in the light, but oh, yeah. Highlight, highlight, highlight. Now we'll cut the crease with my P. Louise Rumors. It's fairly even. All right, for this lid color, I have to use money. Is it money? Yeah. This gorgeous color. I'm probably going to mix it with this yellow a bit. We'll see. Maybe put in some other green. But that color for sure is going on my lids. Here we go. I'm just using a short blender of long pencil. I don't know. I don't know what this is. It's the P. Louise 243. Not even close. The P. Louise 268. Not even close. I'm going to take the exact same brush. I'm just wipe a little of the green off. I'm going to go into Aura, which is that yellow, that true yellow color. I'm going to take the same brush again. I just wiped it off a little. I'm going into 13, which is that British racing green. I just want to put it on the outside edge here. Create some dimension. Okay, now this has nothing to do with Blend Bunny or Robert Welsh, but I do feel it's worth talking about. As you know, I am a fan of Trixie Mattel, but I am not a big fan of her eyeshadow. In fact, I find her makeup a little disappointing because for somebody with such a graphic look, I find her makeup is underwhelming, especially the black. She has yet to put a good black eyeshadow in her palette. Even Juno Birch complained about the black in hers. And now Trixie's come out with these liners. I'm not sure if these are from the 9 to 5 collection or what, but these are gel liners that she's produced. Black, white. White, total fail. I find that it dries really quickly. There's not a lot of playtime. It goes on patchy for me. At least this one is. I don't know. But the black, oh, this is what I have been waiting for from Trixie Mattel forever. It is a great gel. I'm using my old little MAC, I don't even think they make these anymore, MAC angled brush. I just find, with a lot of gel liners, I feel like you use them once and they dry up and they're dead. This is great. I've used this a few times now. It dries very quickly to a powder matte finish, which is nice. I don't feel like I have to rush to use it, like leaving it open to do an eye look. I can take a bit of time. It doesn't just shrivel up and die. This is an excellent formula. I would buy this. This was sent to me. Martha Grunwald, my makeup enabler, sent me these. I would buy them. I would buy them again. So I'm just going to line my eye. Look at that coverage. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed. Trixie Mattel, I apologize. Well, I don't apologize. I wasn't wrong with what I said, but thank you for creating something to shut me up. Like, that's what she did. She was up all night. How do I shut up that Wilma Fingerdoo? She's killing me! Yeah, just fantastic. Fantastique! Now, something I love to do. Now, I don't have to do this with the Trixie Mattel gel liner. I don't have to set them because they dry so quickly. I don't even get any transfer on my heavily hooded lids. It's also incredibly hard to get off. It's very waterproof. This is excellent drag eyeliner. I absolutely am just going to tell you that the Trixie Mattel gel eyeliner in black, totally drag queen approved. Yeah, this is excellent. So now, I'm just going to take a smudger brush, and I'm going to go into Hermit, which is the blacky gray shimmer. I'm just going to get some of this on my brush. And you got to watch out. You don't want to drag a brush through these shimmers too much because they will crumble. But as I say, I don't mind that because it just, I know where I'm going to be putting this. So I'm going to put this on the edge of the black liner. I want it to go from the middle of my eye out. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I just love it. Just gives that extra little Hello Kitty quality. I'm not bringing it out to the very edge. I just want it in the middle of this black, so it just catches the light a bit more. Makes the eyeliner, the graphic eyeliner, less heavy. Again, this is my first time using this palette. I haven't tested it. I didn't swatch it. I'm just looking at it and going, ooh, ooh, ooh. This is just a Jessup angled brush. It's just a little one. But I'm going to take the flat edge of it, and I'm going to go into Vision, which is this gorgeous green tone here for my lid. I just want to put some shine up there as well. Yeah. That's really beautiful. I can feel it falling, but I put a bake down, so I'm not worrying about any fallout really ruining my makeup. But if you're not somebody who likes a lot of powder sitting on their faces, drying out their skin, you might want to do your complexion second if you plan to use a lot of these shimmers, because they are kind of crumbly, but again, I don't mind that formula. I like that. I'm now just going to dip this into Lucky, the darker green shimmer, just to bring some dimension to it here on the edge. And then I'm just going to wipe those greens off the same brush. And now I'm going to go into the yellow shimmer called Scry, just for the inner corner. This looks like it has a bit of a duochrome quality to it, but that could just be the way it's catching the light. I just want this down here. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to take the Trixie Mattel white gel, which I'm not as much of a fan of. And the only reason is because it dries, I just feel it dries a little quicker. I'm taking an Artitude Cosmetic eyeliner brush because I want this to be fairly thin. I'm just doing my under eyes now. See, the white does go on. It doesn't go on as smooth as the black one. I don't know. It's a little chalkier. I don't know if you can see it. Just I'm not not sold on this yet. Just taking that black again and this gorgeous little MAC. I don't know where I even got this angled liner brush, but it is the thinnest, smallest angled brush in the history of angled brushes. And I just love it. So now I'm just going to do my under eye. Yeah, the black is fantastic. Taking another pencil brush. This one's from Lois Cosmetics. Bless Lois Cosmetics. God bless them. I'm going to go back into that original teal color horoscope. And I'm just going to do my under eye. I just wiped off that same brush, and now I'm going to go back into our original color, which was Affirmation, that lovely lavendery pastel-y color, and I'm just going to blend underneath that. Okay, so now I'm just going to pop off camera. I'm going to finish my complexion, throw on some eyelashes, some hair, change my top. We'll be right back to discuss. And there we go. That is the finished look. I threw on some, well, they're stars, but pentagram earrings for, oh, why is that one backwards? No, it's not backwards. There we go. Some pentagram. I had a little pentagram star. That's as dark as I get these days, anyway. For Robert, because we have used divination. Now, for my drag queen approved part of this video, I thought that this palette did very well because it was Blend Bunny. It blends. It's fabulous. The colors were great. I enjoyed the ones I used. I mostly used this purple row in honor of Robert. I used the teal here. I used the black down here. I also used these greeny yellow tones up here for the mobile lid. I also used these two shimmers, this shimmer, the black shimmer, the white shimmer. I used it all. I think for usability, this is an excellent palette. Now, as a drag queen, am I going to give it drag queen approval? No. No, I'm not. Now, this is why. This is an excellent palette for daywalkers. If you are just looking for some fabulous, blendable, easy tones to wear, whether you have a corporate style job or you just want a little one and done, this is an excellent palette for you. If you're going on stage, I have a feeling like a lot of these colors wash out easily under bright, bright, bright lights. The pigmentation is all right, but there are better pigmented palettes, especially from Blend Bunny. So I'm going to say, if you're a daywalker, this is a total must-have. If you're a fan of Robert Welsh, this is a total must-have. If you're a fan of Blend Bunny, this is a total must-have. If you're a drag queen, you might need a little more pizzazz. Again, I am not criticizing this palette. It is not bad on any level. It still is the ultimate of Blend Bunny's quality. But for me as a drag queen, I need more intensity. I need more palette, pigmentation, color range, things like that. So as much as I love this palette, it's not great for drag. So I'm just gonna say that. Now, what is great for drag? Well, there are these other two palettes that Blend Bunny came out with, and the one I'm going to talk about the most is going to be Little Miss She Never Fails. But the first one I want to talk about is Ellis Atlantis's palette. If you haven't seen this yet, literally, if you bought this palette, you wouldn't need any others. There's a black, there's a white, there's shimmers. Actually, there's not that many shimmers. It's just this middle row. Everything else is a matte. This is an excellent palette for drag queens. And if I hold up Robert's just to compare, not that it's a fair comparison because Robert's is half the size, but do you see the dullness in this? It's not dull, it's just in comparison. Also, I feel like there's like the purple row here isn't as purple as this purple row. Do you see some of these purples in the Ellis palette? Very, very purple. Where in this palette, they look more purple in life, but they're washing out in the lights, which is the point I'm trying to make. The pigmentation in this palette is better. Also, the range of colors. This one has reds. Robert doesn't like red. And that's not a criticism. Not every palette needs to have a white or black. Not every palette needs to have every rainbow color in the world. But I think that's one of the reasons why this palette comes off a little more bright, pigmented color, eye-catching, as opposed to this one. This one's, again, it's not a neutral, and it's not monochromatic, but it comes off as a neutral monochromatic. And then, I have to say, I have been using the hell out of this palette, the Ellis palette. I actually use this more than the Be Perfect Carnival palettes, which this is similar to. The reason being, I feel this is a more complete color story. I feel with the Stacey Marie Carnival, Stacey Marie isn't a huge fan of blues and greens necessarily, so her palettes are very warm. There's a lot of yellows and reds and purples and pinks. She has blues and greens in them, but this is I feel more well-rounded. The Carnival palette, I always feel like whenever I'm using, like especially that Carnival, the first one, I feel like I'm always reaching for something else. Now, the other palette that I like, and as much as I've been using Ellis's palette lately, this one from Danny Darkowitz off of Instagram, the Little Miss She Never Fails. Now, this one, again, the lights are washing this out a bit, but this is way more intense. You can just see the greens are showing up more. These blue tones up here and wine tones, much stronger. And again, I'm not criticizing the Robert Welsh palette, but you see how much lighter it is, not weight, but like tone, than the Danny Darkowitz one. I feel like the pigmentation in Danny's, even in those paler tones, like when you look down here in this corner here, they're just brighter. They're more eye-catching. The reason I bought this is because there is better pigmentation. There are deeper tones. They're going to show up more. And when I'm on stage, I need those colors to show up. Like this purple up here is deep. This whole purple row, in fact, is just stunning. When you compare the purple row, there's Robert's purple row right there. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But here is the Danny Darkowitz purple row. It's this one right here. Look at that. Much more intense. There's much more, I just feel like there's more pigmentation. You can see more of what's going on. There's just no comparison between these palettes for me. I use the Danny Darkowitz Little Miss She Never Fails palette way more because of the pigmentation. I think you can just see in here, I'm trying not to let any of the lights glare, but you can just see this one almost comes off like a pastel palette in the lights. It's not. The black, the gray, the brown, this darkest row right here before the shimmers is really beautiful in person. But when I look at it on the camera, and when I've seen some other videos, it does wash out. And I think that that's evident when you're putting on the makeup. Now, I don't hate my makeup look at all. I think it looks fine. But I did find it frustrating even to look for colors that pop next to each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like even the green on my lid, as gorgeous as it is, it's not as bright as I need it to be as a drag queen. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you are looking for a rainbow palette, but you don't want to look like a clown, I would highly recommend getting Divination from Blend Bunny. This is really a beautiful palette. It's not quite a rainbow. It doesn't have all the flavors, but there's a nice range. They're really good. I think that if you are a day walker with a day job, this is a palette that you could probably get a lot of work out of. Just get a lot of use out of it. There's just a good range of colors in there. I hate that it's not great for drag because I really do love Blend Bunny and Robert Welsh. Do I regret buying it? No, not at all. Will I keep it? I might gift it. Chloe, I'm looking at you. I might gift it. Only because, again, I do have these two much more pigmented palettes from Blend Bunny. The other thing that I have to say about Blend Bunny is they came out with these three palettes very, very quickly in my mind. I mean, they all came out this year. Robert's came out the end of April, middle to end of April. Danny Darkowitz's one came out in summer. I think it was August. But this one, Robert's, came out in time for Halloween in October. And I feel, even though I love the Little Miss She Never Fails palette more, actually I enjoy both of these palettes more, I feel like Robert's palette, the popularity of Robert, the popularity of Blend Bunny, I think that they combined eclipsed poor Danny Darkowitz's palette. I think a lot of people kind of have lost this in the shuffle. I'm going to do a review of this palette. I will. But both of these palettes, I think, are just spectacular palettes. Do I think that Robert's Divination is not spectacular? Absolutely not. It's spectacular. Blends beautifully. The shimmers are lovely. This is just a more user-friendly palette. This is just something that I think anybody can use. There won't be, there's no problem blending. I think you'll always get complement of colors that will work well together. And I think whether you're going to a party, dinner, or work, this is going to be a good palette for you. I just don't think it's great if you're a drag queen. Just saying, there's better out there. So there you go. There's my review. It's my first not approved, not drag queen approved. And I hate that I did that. Teresa Mulhern already is writing hate mail to me. I can hear it. I can hear it. But it's not personal. It's just drag. And that's what I know, drag queen makeup. So there you go. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not, well, keep it to yourself. But leave me a comment either way. Let me know. Did you get this palette? What did you think? Do you have Little Miss She Never Fails? Do you have Ellis's palette? Let me know. Are you even a fan of Blend Bunny? Have you ever heard of Blend Bunny? Leave comments down below. I like to answer everybody. I also like the comments because it helps with the algorithm. It keeps me my videos being forced on unsuspecting people. And if you want to support the channel even more, you can leave a tip or two through the YouTube thanks button, which is just below this screen, or my OG PayPal link in the description box down below, along with a link to my Redbubble store where you can get Wilma merch, and my Patreon page where the Fingerdoo family meets twice a month for live chats. Also, in the description box, I will leave links to Blend Bunny, Robert Welsh's YouTube channel, and anything else I think you might enjoy. Until next time, miss me! Mwah! Seriously. Oh, it's gorgeous! I would just look naked on stage. Naked on stage! Look, it's not the kind of show I want to sell. I'm just saying. Life is tough. Oh my God.